out. You tell me. I'll go ahead and do that. Jump over. Okay, I'm jumping over then. Okay, I'm gonna cut this stream, and then we'll jump over to let me see. Let me turn this off here, and here we go. So they should be starting up like any moment now. Okay, let's see. Hopefully we didn't miss that much. What's your
of probation? I'm going to talk to you first about your new case. You were charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a status conference hearing on January 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on January 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $20,000. If you are able to post bond, you will be released to pretrial services on an electronic monitor. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, nor can you initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. If there are any orders of protections or orders against harassment, you must abide by those orders. You will need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release, and you cannot reside in the same location as the alleged victim, even if you are the owner or renter of the residence. You'll be permitted one civil standby with law enforcement to assist you in retrieving your essential belongings. And please be advised that if you fail to abide by the no victim contact order in this case, you could be charged with aggravated harassment, which is a Class 6 felony. Then you have a violation of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you on that matter. You do have a probation revocation, possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. As of right now, you are not eligible for a bond due to the nature of the violation of probation. So that will be determined on January 29th as to what will happen as far as bond or what have you. But you do have an attorney in that. So that takes care of everything that we have to do here today. If you will step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you.
Next. All right. So this is Maricopa County. This is live also, and this is happening right now.
On number 11, you'll have to reprint that order, just so you know.
Anybody got any questions?
Mr. Nelson, if you will please come into the courtroom, and Mr. Vargas, if you will please have a
sharing is caring. Tap, tap, tap. Hey, damn, we got 55,000 taps. Hell yeah. Hey, man, hopefully you guys don't get any carpal tunnel, because that'll be all bad. I'll be feeling awful, if you will.
Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Daniel Nelson.
Oh, let me fix the screen over here.
You are here for 2 matters. You do have a warrant out of Pinal County Superior Court. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You will have an arraignment hearing on January 27th at 8:30. Because the warrant is for a violation of probation, you are not eligible for bond today. So that's about all I can do for you today. You'll be seen on January 27th at 8:30. And I believe they will come and collect you for that. I'm so sorry. And then you have a warrant out of Central Pinal Justice Court. And I also appointed you an attorney in this matter. You have an arraignment hearing on January 27th at 8:30 on that matter. And that has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $784. I would not advise you in attempting to pay that because you can't be released because you're not bondable on the other matter. So that takes care of everything that we have to do here today. If you will step to your left, the officers will give you your paperwork.
Next.
Mr. Vargas, will you please come into the courtroom?
Hey, thank you for that, Snow. Yeah, definitely, you could definitely see it better on YT. The YT information is right here, right at the top.
Hello, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Martin Vargas, 72785.
You are here for a violation of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. Due to the nature of the violation of your probation, you're not eligible for bond today. So the issue of bond will be addressed at the same time as your probation revocation and disposition hearing. That takes care of everything that we can do here today. If you will step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Hey, man, if we got to get to 100,000 hearts. Get us in the FYP. Get us some more people in here.
Ramos,
the more, the merrier. And welcome. You're just coming in. This is a live hearing from Pima to Maricopa.
Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Alan Terrell Culver, 9/28/2004.
You are here because a grand jury charged you with promoting prison contraband.
Ooh.
That's a Class 2 felony alleged to have occurred on June 18th of 2024. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have an arraignment hearing on January 29th at 8:30. The grand jury warrant had a bond in the amount, secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. I do understand that you are in DOC custody. You will remain here in our custody until your matter is resolved. Once your matter is resolved, you'll go back to DOC custody, but the bond will allow you to continue to accrue credit for your time that you are serving. So that takes care of everything that we have to do here today. If you will step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork, yes.
So that bond, if I post that bond, can I go back to DOC or?
No, you're here until this matter is resolved. That's just the bond that's on. I have an order in the note that you are to stay here until your matter is resolved. So it's really just a placeholder bond. That's the point of it.
Hey, yeah, so, hey, thank you, Roxanne, for jumping over to
Ramon,
YT. Highly appreciate it. And on YT, it's definitely, it's 100 times better on YT. I used to run it like this before, but they always pull the plug.
You are here for a violation of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. On what day? January what?
January 29th.
I just wanted to say, my lawyer, I contacted him in the first week of January, and they made a court date for this warrant on the 30th of January, January 30th. There's already a court date set. He put in a motion for it, and it's for the 30th of January.
Go to my profile also, either at CollectCallFrom or my profile.
I'm looking at the docket on this. I just see that a motion was filed. I don't see an order from the court.
Yeah, he sent it to me. He texted to me the information.
I'm looking at our court system. I'm looking at your case, and it has all the history of everything that's happened with your case and the dates of everything. So what I see is that your attorney filed a motion on January 10th to quash the warrant, but it has not been filed. I don't see where an order, and even if the judge will set a hearing on it, doesn't mean that they will quash the warrant. So the warrant is still an active warrant.
Because I don't want to lose my housing. This month is my renewal. I have to be there to let the guy in.
I'm going to ask you to just go back inside, and we'll come back and discuss this later.
Okay.
Let me finish the rest of the calendar. Mr. Wheeler, if you will please come into the courtroom, and Ms. Alderson, will you please have a seat in the chair?
Hey, so Arizona, they run court hearings 24/7 all day, like every 3 hours on the clock.
Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Brett Wheeler, July 16th, 2000.
What do you think Brett's here for?
Thank you. You're here because you have a violation of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. If you're able to post bond, you do need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. You need to make sure you appear for your hearing. If you fail to appear for your hearing, any bond posted will be forfeited. Another warrant will be issued, and you'd be subject to bond again, okay? So that takes care of everything that we have to do. If you'll step to your left.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Alderson, will you please come into the courtroom?
Damn, we got 80 people watching on YT.
If you'll please have a seat in the chair. So can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Stephanie Alderson, 62889.
You are here today because a warrant was issued when you failed to appear for a hearing. An attorney was already appointed to you in this matter. You do have a non-witness possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. If you are able to post bond, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release. You need to make sure that you appear for your court date. If you fail to appear, any bond posted would be forfeited, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you would be subject to bond again. That takes care of everything that we can do here this evening. If you will step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you.
No access to federal cases.
Mr. Jacobo, if you will please come into the courtroom, and Mr.
Next.
Soto Sandoval, if you will please have a seat in the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
What?
Thank you. You are here today because a warrant was issued when you failed to appear for a court date?
Yeah, it's about that.
An attorney was already appointed to you in this matter. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. You have a cash-only bond in the amount of $50. If you're able to post bond, you need to make sure that you do appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, the bond posted will be forfeited, and then the warrant would be issued for your arrest.
And he's out. If you do jump over to YT,
Mr. Zoto Sandoval, will you please come into the courtroom?
you can still see the comments from TT, so you're not missing out. You get the both worlds over here if you go to YT. I got them up on the screen. So, or if you got two devices, you could do one on YT and the other one on TT.
Hello, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
So like that, you're double fisting.
Christopher Isaac Zoto Sandoval, 110492.
You are here today because a warrant was issued for your arrest when you failed to appear for a court date. An attorney has already been appointed to you in this matter. You do have a status conference hearing on January 28th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. If you are able to post bond, it is important that you do appear for your court date. If you fail to appear, any bond posted will be forfeited.
I can't hear you because they keep talking now.
Quiet! Radio!
I'm talking about you guys. Like, you're too loud. Sorry.
He told the cops they're too loud. Be quiet.
Okay. So I told you had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250.
He's going to get beat.
If you are able to post bond, it is important that you appear for your hearing. If you fail to appear for your hearing, any bond posted would be forfeited. Another warrant would be issued for your arrest, and you'd be subject to bond again.
Ma'am, is it possible to waiver the $250? I was sick. I didn't notice. I wasn't notified till the day before that I had been in contact with COVID, and I had let the lawyer know.
You're in contact with COVID.
The lawyer said she was going to put in a motion or something, and she never really got back to me. And and I had went to every other court date. I had gone. I had went to my court date the following day. I had another court date.
Your attorney did file the motion to quash, and the judge set a hearing for you for January 17th, and then included on here that the warrant remains active until you appear at the hearing in person. So that's what the judge said. And this is the judge on your case. So the warrant is what it is. The bond is what it is. I cannot change it.
They're just looking at him. Look at the cops. They're just looking at that fool. Look.
She said she was going to do. The judge did not quash the warrant.
Oh yeah, they're plotting. They're plotting against him.
But he made it so I could have another court date.
Oh, you guys can't even see. Hold on, you guys don't know what I'm talking about.
If you would have showed up to court on January 17th.
Yes, I would have.
But you didn't show up to court on January 17th because you're here today because the warrant was still active.
Because I didn't know, ma'am.
I can't help you with that.
The lawyer, my lawyer didn't. She didn't notify me. She didn't send me a message.
Did you follow up that? You didn't think to follow up with your attorney? She filed that motion in December.
They're not even moving.
So when did you call your attorney again?
Well, I blew her up and she never responded. So I figured she would notify me. Like right now, I'm trying to get health insurance. I have been going to DES. I've been trying to get this health insurance stuff cleared, and like I've been trying to get help. I'm doing the Mesa Community Court stuff. Like I'm trying to get right, man. Like I need to make sure that I get this health insurance straightened out.
I'm not changing anything right now because I'm looking at the history of I'm looking at the history of this case that you've had.
The judge is like, how'd I end up here? What'd I do?
The court date. And if I would have known, I would have gone.
Laughing in Spanish. That's right. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
You went to every other court date. That's why this warrant was issued, because you were seen here in October.
$250.
And I can tell you, everything that I'm telling you, I'm going in. Everything that you're telling me, I can go and look and verify.
Okay. So
we're not doing this anymore. You asked, and I'm telling you the answer is no. So if you will please stop to the left, officer will give you your paperwork.
Shh. Good luck to you, amigo. He's about to get it right now. He's about to trip and fall off his bed. Man, that's gonna have to be a short right there, definitely.
Miss Biazada, if you'll please come into the courtroom. And Mr.
Next.
Cooper, if you will please have a seat in the chair.
That guy did not have a filter.
Ma'am, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Brooke Brashadi, 11691.
Arizona.
You were here because you have a new case, and then you have 2 violations of probation.
Panhandling.
I'm sorry. No, you have a warrant for failing to appear. You have 2 warrants for failing to appear. So I'm going to first talk to you about
Texas.
the new case. You were charged with 1 count of tampering with evidence, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause as to both counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on January 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on January 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500.
Do Texas, okay.
And then on your warrant for failing to appear, you have
that's no fun.
A cash bond. I'm so sorry. You have an attorney that was already appointed to you in this matter. You will have a non-witness hearing on both of your warrants for failing to appear.
Imagine she threw up right now?
At 8:30.
I want to say
both of those warrants had a cash bond of $50 apiece. So your total bond between the 3 cases is $600, $500 secured appearance, and $100 cash only. If you're able to post bond, you do need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. You do need to make sure that you appear for your court dates. If you fail to appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Any bond posted will be forfeited, and another bond would likely be imposed. So that takes care of everything that we can do here today. Thank you.
Hey, let's get to 100K. Let's get tap. We're
Mr.
10K
Cooper,
short.
if you will please come into the courtroom.
If you're not tapping, you must
Mr.
be
Rojas,
napping.
if you will please have a seat in the chair.
First time watching, loving it. Hey, welcome, Harmony. Hell yeah. Michigan bond, that
Hello,
low.
sir, can you please say your first and last name and your date of birth?
Jason Lee Cooper, 12/1999.
Thank you. You are here on 3 matters. You have 1 new case, and then you have 2 violations of probation.
Thank you.
On your new case, you were charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug.
So what? That was he shrugged his shoulders. Yeah, he's in jail already. What are they going to do to him?
The date of the alleged offense is, just so you know, it's June 7th of 2024. So you were charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. I only found probable cause as to the possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on January 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on January 30th at 8:30. And you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. And then as to your 2 violations of probation matters, I did appoint an attorney to represent you in those matters. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250 per case. So in total, between the 3 cases, you have a secured appearance bond of $1,000. Make sure that you contact probation within 72 hours of your release. Make sure you attend your court dates. If you fail to appear for your court date, any bond posted will be forfeited. Another warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you will be subject to an additional bond. So that takes care of everything that we have to do here this evening. If you will step to your left, the officers will give you your paperwork for all of your cases.
Yeah, I got a question. So I just got reinstated probation.
Well, you know that one of the terms of your probation is that you're not supposed to have police contact.
Yeah, but it's from a case from 2024.
Well, they didn't file it until today, and did you tell your probation officer about the case?
I've only been out for 2 days.
I've only been out. Damn, that was fast.
Okay. Have a seat. Let me go back and... So where were you at? In what custody? Were you in prison or like...
No, here, welcome.
Okay, I'm going to finish up the rest of everything, and then I'll call you back in so I can just ask some more questions.
Damn, we just had 100K. That's what I'm talking about.
And Mr. Franco, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
What this guy do?
Mr. Rojas, can you please state your first and last name and
Breaking
your date of
records
birth?
today.
Tomás Garcia Rojas, July 20th, 1988.
So you were here today because a direct complaint was filed. You have a warrant from Surprise Municipal Court, and you have one violation of probation. So I'm first going to talk to you about the direct complaint. You were charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug, a Class 4 felony, and then possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The date of the alleged offenses is June 10th, 2024. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a status conference hearing on February 6th at 8:30.
I think it's cold in there. His nips are showing.
You have one of the dates is February 6th, and then the preliminary hearing says January 30th. I think it's supposed to be the other way around.
Do the one from Texas. Will do. Hey, I'm not playing. Like, you could clearly see it on right here on YT. It's either cold or he's excited. One or the other. I don't know. Is this? Yeah, this is the time. Is this time?
So I'm going to just talk to you about your other cases first so I can let you know give you the correct
Maricopa
date
County.
for this case. So for your probation violation, I did appoint an attorney to represent you on that matter. You have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. I'm inclined to release you on your own recognizance, but you do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You do need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You also need to make sure you appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you'll likely have to pay bond.
Es en vivo. This is live.
And as to your matter, you have a surprise. You have a warrant at a Surprise Municipal Court. Due to the nature of the offense, I did not appoint an attorney to represent you. You do have an arraignment hearing on February 19th at 1:30. Again, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but you do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear?
I do, Your Honor.
And make sure that you show up to court on that one, too. If you fail to appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and a bond will likely be imposed. If I preview it, will I be able to see the correct date now?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course you're up here.
So on the matter involving the direct complaint, you will have a status conference hearing on January 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 6th at 8:30. I am going to release you on your own recognizance, and you do, again, need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release. Make sure you show up to all your court dates is the message here today. So if you will step to your left, the officers will give you your paperwork regarding all 4 matters.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias. He has some running shoes,
Mr.
too.
Franco, if you will please come into the courtroom.
What is this guy here for?
If you will please have a seat in the chair.
Dude's thinking he's escaping, of escape plan. And he's gone. He said bye.
Mr. Franco, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Luis Fernando Franco, January 29, 1986.
You were here because a direct complaint was filed where you were charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, alleged to have occurred on October 19th of 2023. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You do have a status conference hearing on January 29th at 8:30. I am going to release you on your own recognizance, but you do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
I need one moment.
Take two, Judge. So, once again, this is Maricopa County. This is live. This is happening right now in real time.
This thing only put in a status and not a preliminary hearing, and it's a direct complaint. It's not a failure to appear.
Arizona offers night court. Look it up. Look it up. Let me see. 28, 38. I don't even know about that. He looks old. If he's 28 or 38, he looks shot out. Hey, thank you, Beth, for the follow. Highly appreciate it. Remember, following is free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. And also, sharing is caring. Send it to your loved ones. Send it to those that you don't love.
January 30th.
Send it to everybody.
And February 6th at 8:30.
Man, ain't no way. Thank you. Appreciate that. Became the 50th member on the team. Gracias. I
So
heard
to make sure you have
96.
the right court dates and you show up to the right thing.
Thank you.
Night court is crazy to me. Yeah, right? Hey, no, hey, you know what they have? Like every 3 hours, there's always a court right here in Maricopa County. I heard 96, Kevin. Hey, who's screaming? 1986, says Chris No Fear Cruz. Yep. From Katy Cuatro, Dallas, Texas. They do? What? Hey, you got a link? Shoot it. We'll be up in Texas, too. We'll be up in Tejas. Laughing out loud. He's nervous. What was the site? The site, you're going to have to Google that one right there. I'm not going to provide any links. You could either go to CollectCallFrom on YouTube where you can see it there, but I'm not going to provide direct links to the page that this is located at. Let me see. At least you got a chance of getting out the same day and not sitting overnight. Let me see. Let me hold up. I'm going to look.
Okay, so I just have to preview it.
Let me take a picture.
Okay, so you will have a status conference hearing on February 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 10th at 8:30. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but you do have to make sure you appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear?
Yes.
If you fail to appear for your court date, a warrant will be issued for your arrest and the hearing will proceed. A warrant will be issued for your arrest and you will likely be subject to bond. Do you understand?
Correct.
Okay, so if you step to your left, the officer will take care of hand you your paperwork. Mr. Corey McGee, if you will please come into the courtroom, and Cedric McGee, if you will please have a seat in the chair.
Corey McGee. But you have bond at least. Yup. Yeah, so the courts here, they run every day of the year, 365 days a year. They run on holidays, and they run all day, every day. So, as long as I can, I'm going to be doing these streams. Man, what's up? Where you going?
Sir, can you please
What
state
up,
your first and
OG?
last name and your date of birth for me?
Oh, man, it's you again.
June 19th, 1979.
You are here on a new case. You were charged with one count of possession of a dangerous drug, a class 4 felony. I did find probable cause. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on February 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 10th at 8:30. I am going to release you to pretrial services without bond, but you do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear?
Yes.
If you fail to appear for your court date, the warrant can be issued for your arrest and a bond would likely be imposed. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why it's behind. That's just the
Cedric,
way it is.
you please come into the courtroom. Looks like he is sleeping.
It's not like that in Kansas City. Yeah, in California, it's not like that. The only places that I know that do that is Arizona, and Seattle also does that too. They have night court. I don't know as far as holidays and how often they run them. You do Florida calls too. Now I do California. Wake up. Next! Cold in the mug up in
Sir,
there.
can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Cedric McGee, January 16, 1985.
You are here on a new case. You were charged with one count of possession of a dangerous drug, a class 4 felony. I did find probable cause. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on February 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 10th at 8:30. I am going to release you to pretrial services without bond, but you do have to promise to appear for those court dates. Do you promise to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
If you fail to appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest and you will likely be subject to bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Thank you.
Man,
Mr.
everybody be
Carrillo,
looking like
if you'll please come into the courtroom, and Mr. Hess, if you will please have a seat in the chair.
everybody be looking like all super tired. What's released to pretrial services? I think it's kind of like being on parole. They probably put a GPS. I mean, on probation, they put you on a GPS. Look at this little
Can you please
vato.
state your first and last name
Joe Carrillo,
and your date of
20, 1981.
Thank you. You are here because you have a warrant out of San Marcos Justice Court. Due to the nature of the offense, you're not entitled to a court-appointed attorney. You do have an arraignment hearing on February 11th at 10 o'clock. I am going to release you on your own recognizance. If you promise to appear for that court date, do you promise to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
If you fail to appear for your court date, I'm looking, and the judge's instructions are that this is your third failure to appear. And so
Let's make
I'm
it 4.
giving you a chance to show up. If you don't show up,
Yes, ma'am.
A bond will be ordered for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. So what if I get incarcerated? Will that void it or?
I think you probably just need to let the court know. Nothing's going to get voided. I mean, I don't know. This is a justice court. I don't know why this is whatever.
I got you. Okay.
You just need to show up, and whatever it is that you have going on, you just need to make sure that you take care of it.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Rato.
Mr. Hess, will you please come into the courtroom?
Pre-trial is against your constitutional rights. He said, what if I get caught before that? Bato Lobo.
Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Clint Anthony Hess. My date of birth is April 4th, 1984.
Thank you. You are here today on a new case. You were charged with one count of, well, actually you have, I'm so sorry, you have 3 matters. 2 are warrants.
2 warrants, all right.
Out of Highland Justice Court, and then you have a new case out of that same court.
Dang.
So on your new case, you were charged with driving with a suspended license, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Due to the nature of the offense, you are not entitled to a court-appointed attorney. You do have a arraignment hearing on February 6th at 9 o'clock. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, but you do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then for your warrants, these are both out of Highland Justice Court. Due to the nature of the offenses, you are not entitled to a court-appointed attorney on those as well. You do have a arraignment hearing on those 2 warrants on February 6th at 9 o'clock as well. I'm inclined to release you on your own recognizance to all 3 matters. Do you promise to appear for your court dates?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you fail to appear for your court dates, another warrant will be issued for your arrest. And I will let you know that I'm giving you an opportunity to take care of this because the warrants did have a bond with them.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So if you don't show up and you get picked up, another warrant gets issued, a bond is going to be imposed on all of these.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? So if you step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Thank you.
For everybody that followed my second account, 34 people, thank you. Highly appreciate you. We just hit over 200, so we only need like 800 more people, and we'll be live ready.
Mr. Cooper, can you come back into the courtroom?
Let me see. When she says no court appointment attorney, does that mean no public defender?
You said
What
that
if
you
they
have
can't?
been in jail. How long have you been in jail for?
I just got out like the 18th.
I know, but when did you go in?
I'll put it up right now.
January 10th, I believe.
You believe?
And so this offense was alleged to have occurred on June 7th of last year. Did you ever tell your probation officer? Because that's what this looks like, is that you did not tell them about this police contact, which you're supposed to do as part of your terms of probation. So did you tell your probation officer that you have police contact back in June?
No, because I wasn't contacting probation officer at first.
So you just weren't staying in contact with probation?
Yeah.
So this is part of the reason why you have the violations of your probation. I understand that you were in jail. This is something it looks like they were not notified of.
He ain't going nowhere.
Just so you know, I'm going back and I'm looking at the notes for your probation case. You brought it up. I'm looking for all the dates and the contact, okay?
Yeah, because I don't really get how do I get reinstated probation for the 3rd time just a couple days ago, and then I get out.
Well, this case wasn't filed until today. It looks like it didn't come in until today, even though it happened in June. But when I'm looking at your record, going back into June, it doesn't look like probation, like they had been attempting to make contact with you. And I see that a warrant was issued in July.
Why is
And
the
then
screen
that's
so
gonna start
cloudy?
like jail time for the warrant.
It's a projector. That's why.
This is a different warrant. What I'm explaining to you, these are all different cases. So what you went to jail for is something different. This was filed, and apparently probation, you were on probation at the time that this offense occurred. The time that this offense occurred was on June 7th, and you were on probation at that time. And it looks like you did not tell probation that you had this police contact. So that is why you've got the violations of probation now. They're called page 2s. That's why. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. They will be able to explain that to you to a greater extent, but I'm just letting you know that that's why you were violated on your probation, is that you had police contact with this matter that happened, and it looks like you didn't report it.
I think so.
So between your 3 cases, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. If you're able to post bond, you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You need to make sure you show up to your court date. If you fail to show up to your court date, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. And you have 3 court dates in total. You have, for the new case, you have the status conference hearing on January 28th at 8:30, the preliminary hearing on January 30th at 8:30, and then for the probation matters, it's January 29th at 8:30. So you need to make sure that you show up to all of those hearings. If you fail to appear, any bond posted will be forfeited. Another warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you would be subject to bond again. So that takes care of everything that we have to do here.
Next. Man, she's been on a good run today. She's been on for 40 minutes, nonstop, back to back. I think, is this it? Is it over? I don't know. Hey, KC fan, welcome back. Welcome back. You missed out. You missed out, Casey, today, but you can catch the replay on YT once I upload the video or make it viewable.
Hey, on your end, for Ramos, the only thing that I'm seeing is that a motion to quash was filed. I don't see that any orders were signed.
There's that one lady, the one from the beginning. What lady from the beginning? I don't know, but that dude that told the coppers to be quiet, I definitely gotta clip that one. So I gotta look it up when I'm done. David, I'm back. That fool wasn't a good one.
Your attorney did file a motion to quash your warrant, but the judge has not ruled on it.
Yeah, they told me to come in on the 30th.
I'm not gonna do a back and forth with you.
I don't want to go back and forth. I just don't want to lose my home. This is my month of I don't want to be homeless.
I'm gonna not talk, and I'll just leave it as it is if you won't allow me to speak without interruption.
I'm sorry.
So part of what I'm trying to figure out here is I see that the motion was filed, but I'm also looking at your probation notes, and the reasons why you were violated from probation is that you had not been keeping in contact with probation, and that you did not tell your probation officer until you didn't say anything to your probation officer until January 13th that you were having your attorney file a motion with the court. So that is part of what the problem is this had gone on for quite some time.
She's done. That's it. Sometimes you just gotta, why not check in with your probation officer?
And I do see the notes. I see what you told your probation officer as to what happened, and I also read the motion as to what occurred. When did you say the court? Your attorney told you had a court?
30th of January.
So what I am going to do today, because with this case, you will have court on January 29th at 8:30. I am giving you the opportunity to show up to that court date.
Hey, congratulations,
if you fail to appear, don't thank me. You have to do your part.
Yes.
If you don't show up,
that's it.
I'm going to.
Another warrant's going to be issued, and you will be held on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She got a huge
Thank you
break.
for saving my home. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll see.
You need to contact your probation officer as soon as possible.
Yes.
This order says within 72 hours. Today is Wednesday, so you need to call your probation officer like tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you.
Who thinks she's gonna call?
If you will go back in holding, they will give you your order.
She got lucky. She got a break. I don't think she's gonna call. I'm pretty sure we'll see her back here. I don't wish that on her, but if she's not, I mean, that would be my number 1 priority. I'll be calling my PO, everything. I'll be at the office just to be super safe.
Is not.
Nah, she ain't calling.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sneed, James Sneed, date of birth April 14th.
Plot twist, she doesn't have a house.
He's not able to participate in person due to bizarre behavior. He has come in on a new case. He was charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug, a class 4 felony, and 1 count of obstruction by refusing to give his true name, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to both counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference hearing on February 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 10th at 8:30. I am going to release him on his own recognizance, as well as advise him that if he fails to appear, that a warrant would be issued for his arrest and he would likely be subject to bond. I will meet with him. If any changes are needed, I will do so either on the record or in writing.
Tita.
Thank you,
Mr.
Hendershot.
For the follow. She's letting everybody go.
Kevin Hendershot, date of birth July 23rd, 1975. He is unable to participate due to behaviors that is dangerous to others. He is here on 1 new case and on a probation violation. He was charged with 1 count of resisting arrest with physical force, a class 6 felony, criminal damage, a class 1 misdemeanor, and threatening or intimidating, a class 1 misdemeanor. Did find probable causes to all the counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent him.
They gotta stay.
We will have a status conference hearing on January 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on January 30th at 8:30.
It takes hours for them to release you.
Appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. If he fails to appear, I will also be advised that he needs to contact probation within 72 hours of his release, and that if he fails to appear, any bond posted will be forfeited, and another warrant will be issued for his arrest. As to his violation of probation, I did appoint an attorney to represent him in that matter. He has a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on January 29th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500.